now for another vlog with me and GB.
Hi.
Hello. And we are flying the Phantom.
Yes.
And right now we are in Canada.
Yep, we're in the land of Canada.
Yeah, but we want to go to Montana, which we're going to go south.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll end up in Montana or somewhere else, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to take south the moment I'm like up in the sky. So,
okay.
So I'm just going to go south. And then after that, we're just going to hopefully head to Montana and hopefully see it.
Yeah.
It's just that I could not find an airport over there.
Yeah, it's just...
There's probably one. I just couldn't find it.
Yeah, the map itself is not as friendly.
Yeah.
You have to like zoom in really close and you have to say, okay, where are some towns in Montana? It gets kind of annoying. So Riley just picked an airport in Canada, which is fine. But yeah, January's already over.
Which is incredibly quick. That was really fast.
It was. And not much happened. I mean, we were sitting around trying to think of a few things to include in the vlog. So this might be a short vlog.
We always say that sometimes. Like, yeah, it could be a short vlog, and then we go for like an hour.
Yeah. But
I don't know why we do
I don't know.
that.
I feel like this one will be shorter. So maybe we should just try and make them shorter. But they go as long or short as they're meant to go.
Yeah, it's just rambling sometimes.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah.
Anyways.
Riley's picked out the fighter jet she wanted to fly around in.
F4. I don't think we've flown this in a quick minute.
Yeah, it's been a few months since we flew this plane.
Yeah. Usually I pick the F-14 or the F-22.
Yeah.
And that's usually the back and forth most of the time. Which I'm not going to lie, they're just great jets. But I decided to go with something I haven't flown in a quick minute.
Yeah.
And it's not too much of a hassle to fly.
Yeah, as long as you like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite jet, but it's something I haven't touched in a quick minute.
Yeah. So, what's been happening in January? Okay, so I guess the big thing we can talk about, speaking of flying, is we took a little road trip about an hour south to check out flight school for Riley.
Mm-hmm.
So, coming up in the spring, Riley is actually going to start learning how to fly for real.
Yeah, so all this time of me getting like a pilot's license or maybe actually going flight school, I'm actually doing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've finished all the paperwork. Now it's just a matter of waiting.
Yep.
So, yeah, hopefully in the spring.
Hopefully.
Best case scenario.
Yeah.
But I already did my part. It's just, like I said, matter of waiting.
Yep. And this follows, I guess, a lifelong passion so far of planes and flying for you.
Right.
And now you're taking that passion to the next level.
Yeah, actually flying the plane.
Yeah, and see where it takes you.
Right.
So, what's your opinion about flight school? What's going through your mind? Because the first level you're going to focus on is your private license, single engine.
Right. Well, first, I'm maybe like 1 or 2% scared because I don't know what to fully expect.
Yeah.
Like, are they just gonna throw me in the plane immediately and then just see like they teach me a few things?
I think for a while you'll have an instructor.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna go alone.
No.
Of course not. But I wonder how much time I'm actually gonna put into simulator, or how much am I actually gonna learn when it comes to like maybe like 80% book.
Yeah.
It's like, here you go, just read all this shit, and then just the other 20% is just like actual flying.
Yeah.
Which I kind of hate. I hope it's not like that, where they just put you to read a whole bunch of random things that you need to know, and then the rest is just like normal flying.
It's probably a little bit of everything, because there's things you're going to have to learn, and there are things you're obviously going to have to practice at. And like when we went to the flight school for the tour, it is interesting how far technology has come. So much so that they actually have like one specific simulator, I think called Redbird.
Yeah.
That actually counts as hours flown. That's how advanced it is. And a lot of it is just focusing on the instruments and not so much on the visual. So it's all about learning the buttons and how everything properly works.
Yeah, there's like a million buttons on
yeah.
on the actual thing. Half of them you probably don't even need to touch.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like just playing with it for a quick minute and then there you go.
Well, you learn the basics and the other things that you might need if the occasion arises or an emergency. But obviously learning how to taxi, how to take off, and of course how to properly land a plane. I think those things are going to be very important for you to learn, and you're learning everything else that comes with flight school.
Right.
So the plan that we decided on, we talked about this, is that she's going to start off just going down there, 2 or 3 days a week for your private license.
Mm-hmm.
And if she really, really likes it, if she feels like this is really what she wants to do of her life, her calling, then she may take it to the next level.
Yeah, commercial. Fully.
Yeah. So the flight school that you're going to actually does have a commercial program, which is pretty intense. It's a year-long program. So you'd basically be flying or having to be there for 5-6 days a week?
Basically the whole time.
Yeah.
Except one day.
Yeah, except for, I think, Sundays.
Yeah.
And there's probably times like during the holidays and whatnot, or bad weather, where you obviously couldn't, get into a plane. So if she really gets into it, and that's one reason we're taking this step first, the quote unquote part-time approach.
Yeah, just testing the waters.
Yeah. But if after a few weeks or a month, if Riley really feels like this is for her, like she's really digging it and she really wants to go further than just a private pilot's license and eventually get a commercial license, then you may be down there on a more regular basis.
Yeah. Because, it really depends. That also another reason is because one thing is like flying a plane in a video game.
Yeah.
Or being the passenger.
Yeah.
But that doesn't compare to actually being in the pilot seat itself.
That's true.
Like, how much pressure that is, Or, like, I don't know if I'm just prepared. Oh, at least I'm not prepared right now, but like, it's kind of scary. Because one thing is, like, flying the plane itself. And it's not like driving a car. There's, like, there are, in some ways, yeah, it is, because there's some rules. But it feels like there's more rules in the air.
Oh, yeah, there's rules in the air, all right.
But, like, way more rules in the air than driving a car.
Yeah. But, it's just like anything. If you learn it, if you're passionate about it, flying a plane to you will become just as second nature as driving a car.
Yeah.
It'll just be like, boom, I'm in a plane. I'm flying around. I'm landing. No big deal, because you know what you're doing.
Right.
But as long as I've known you, you've always had a passion for planes and jets, and in real life and in video games. And I think that's a good sign. That shows me where you potentially might want to end up going with yourself when it comes to a career.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing that you enjoy more than a lot of other things, and that's planes and jets and flying. And I think that if just going down there 2 or 3 days a week ends up like being that spark that ignites your passion for becoming a pilot in real life, then that's obviously a positive sign that maybe, just maybe, you're meant to do that as a career.
Maybe.
But then again, we don't know what the future holds. Riley's, 90-something% certain this is what you want to do?
Yeah.
But if it doesn't work out, at the very least, you could say you tried, or maybe even just get your private license.
Right.
But there's a very real possibility she may go a lot further than just a private license.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But exciting future for Riley. She's got something coming up.
Very uncertain. That's the thing.
Exciting, uncertain, but that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
It's nice to have something to think about and look forward to. And, there is a downside to this. If it becomes more than just a part-time thing, a hobby, if it becomes, an actual legitimate, passion, a career choice that she decides on after spending a few weeks just flying down there 2 or 3 days a week, then that means you're going to be having to move down there most of the time. So we'll have to get her an apartment, and that means we'll probably see less of each other for a while.
For a quick minute, yeah.
Yeah, which sucks for us. It's bittersweet, but you got to do what you got to do. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do in order to try and achieve the dream and get that career. Sacrifices have to be made, as they say. But it's only like an hour away. I mean, it's one thing to drive down there like 2 or 3 days a week, but to be down there 6 days a week, I think that it just wouldn't be right for you to have to drive an hour there, an hour back every day for 6 days. I think it just makes more sense to get you an apartment down there.
Yeah. Plus, it'll probably get expensive with gas.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be pricey of an apartment, but it's just the pros and cons. Plus, the wear and tear it'll take on your vehicle.
Yeah. And not only that, it's not only an hour to go; it's an hour to come back as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So 2 hours back and forth.
Yeah, that's just one less thing you need to be worried about.
Especially at nighttime too, in those roads.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the back roads, they're beautiful during the daytime. At night, they may not be as
safe,
especially with wildlife out there.
Yeah, last thing I need is to hit a deer or something.
And they're very windy.
Yeah. And I'll probably have to take it even slower, and that means taking longer.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go 70, boom, hit a deer, or hit an animal.
That would not be good.
No. For both situations, both the car and the deer.
And you.
And me. It's just...
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way I see it is this is no different than somebody going off to college. They end up, some people going off to a university, and it's an hour or so away from home, and they have to get a dorm or an apartment. It's the same thing, except for you won't be getting into student loan debt, and you'll actually be going into a career you could end up doing well in financially down the road, and a career you could actually enjoy, and a career that there is a demand for.
Right.
Being pilots. So yeah, I think it's
I wonder what's the deal with that. Why is there such a demand for pilots? Like, were people just not interested, or?
Well, I think it's just not everybody wants to be a pilot. That's just the reality.
Because it's such a cool thing. It's like,
yeah.
Like just look, when you want to fly a plane, it's like that sounds cool. Yeah. It's a little bit scary, but it sounds cool.
It is cool, but I mean, it isn't cheap to be a pilot.
I guess that's also another thing. Yeah.
But not just that, you have to be willing to put the time into becoming a pilot, and I think a lot of people never even consider it as an option. I mean, they think about it, but they never actually do it. And that's the difference, is doing it. And we have like regional commercial flights. We have the larger commercial flights like national, international, and there's also freight. There's planes that simply haul cargo.
Yeah, cargo planes.
So there's obviously a demand for, like at the commercial level, passenger or freight for pilots.
Right. And
also eventually, you never know. I mean, maybe you end up like becoming a private pilot for some multi-millionaire or bazillionaire. That's a cushy job too. So that's an option. Or maybe you decide to become a flight instructor.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely different options for you when it comes to being a pilot. Until like automation gets to the point where pilots aren't needed anymore.
Yeah, then you can have flying drones everywhere.
I think that's a scary idea. I hope that never happens. But
machinery taking over the entire world.
Yeah, and we're just at the mercy of it. Whether you're in your car, not really driving your car anymore, or in a plane, not really driving it or flying it.
Yeah.
I just don't like that future, to be honest.
It sounds very scary.
Yeah, it just sounds like one where we're already so dependent on technology. Like, a lot of us used to be really good at using calculation in our head, or just writing it down on a piece of paper, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. But most of us now, we just grab a calculator, or now the calculator comes with your phone, right?
Right. I always try doing that first, like doing that with my head before I resort to a calculator.
Yeah.
Just to see if I still have it.
Yeah.
If I still got it. And sometimes I do. Like, I do most multiplication or add or subtract or even dividing. I'll try to do it in my head before I resort to a calculator.
Yeah. And the same thing with phone numbers. A lot of us used to remember phone numbers of people that were important to us, or at least would write them down. Now they're in our phones.
Yeah, caller ID.
Yeah, or with learning how to use a map. Because I used to have to, go open up an actual physical map in order to, plot like a trip somewhere. If I wasn't familiar with, the route. Yeah. But now you have GPS, so...
Yeah, I mean, I've still memorized the numbers of people that I left. Like, you. Yeah. I memorized your number.
Yeah. But, it's the convenience thing. And I think it just, in a way, lessens us.
Yeah, it's good and it's not good.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to it. But that's the other concern I have, is being at the mercy of technology when it comes to driving or flying.
Right.
So hopefully it's a long time before pilots are completely
obsolete.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I feel like there's always going to be a need for them for a quick minute at least.
Yeah, just like what Maverick says, at the beginning of Top Gun Maverick, where the general's telling him you're a dying breed, and he's like, maybe one day, sir, but not today.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the case. So
the last thing we need is this game turning into the plot of Ace Combat 7,
yeah,
where it's just fighting drones before they take over the entire. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right. But anyways, that's the big exciting thing that we did in January was our little road trip. A lot of the rest of January was different weather.
Yeah, just foggy, or that one time where it was a little bit of ice.
Yeah, there was a little bit of ice. It got really, really cold for a few days. And there was at least a week where I was like bringing Edward into the garage, the dog. Because normally he's on the back porch, so he has access to the back porch where his bed is. He still refuses to go into the dog house. Mm-hmm. And he also has access to the backyard. But I was starting to bring him into the garage, and he was pretty comfortable in there with his heating pad and another dog bed and a blankie. And, I had his food and water in there. Much better being there than out in, the teens.
Mm-hmm.
But I also had to make sure he went out a few times a day so he wouldn't have an accident in the garage. And to Edward's credit, he did not have a single accident, number one or number two.
He just held it in until it was time to go?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I did attempt to take him out on, several times a day. The past few days I haven't had to do that because I finally just put him back on the back porch full time because it's
getting warmer.
Yeah, I mean it gets down to like the 40s at night, but he can handle 40s, especially like with his heater and his dog bed and his mattress, his blankie and all that. So he's not. If it got down to the 30s, a little bit colder, then I would probably consider putting him back in the garage at night. But for most of his life, he's been an outdoor dog, but he's doing well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was like last week, it was not as cold. It's still cold, but not as cold as the prior week. But there were several days where it was extremely foggy.
Yeah.
And it looked eerie. It looked like something out of a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
How foggy it got here in Central Texas. And it got to the point where like it was difficult for us to like even want to get out, but we had to a few times, and it was even like during like the afternoon it was still foggy, and we had to be extra careful when we were driving around. That's how foggy it was.
Yeah, you just have to be really careful. It was foggy for like quite a quick minute too.
It was.
It wasn't like a day, okay, it's gone. No, it was multiple days.
Yeah.
So most of the time we didn't even go out. We just went out maybe twice.
Yeah, the like last week and the week before, we'd already like got some stuff in advance, just planning ahead stock wise.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really get out as much the past 2 weeks.
It's kind of a good thing, honestly.
Yeah, because whenever the weather gets bad, you kind of don't want to get out because that leads to bad road conditions and, of course,
accidents can happen.
Exactly, because a lot of drivers out there they fail miserably, especially when they're busy texting and not driving like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
I don't know, that might be the argument for some people to have AI. Yeah, maybe there'll be like a future rule, like if you get in trouble, like for texting while driving, or you get into an accident while texting, then maybe the courts are going to be like, okay, well, you're only going to be able to get around with your computer on. So you're not allowed to drive, so your AI will have to drive for you.
At that point, you better not get in a car at that point, honestly.
No, what I'm saying is, I mean, at the very least, if the AI is going to drive while they're busy texting, then I guess that's going to save lives, I suppose.
I guess.
But this week has been pretty nice so far. 3 days, 3 or 4 days, really nice weather.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, it's 71 degrees Fahrenheit. And another thing we've been doing a lot more when the weather conditions are agreeable is we've been doing a lot more walking around the neighborhood.
Yep, which is great. We always take the same route, too. It's like 10, 12 minutes?
15-ish.
15-ish minutes. Mm-hmm. But we walk around the house, get some fresh air. Mm-hmm. Just seeing how the neighborhood is doing as well. So it's like a lot of stuff that we do while we're walking. We check out on the neighborhood. We have a nice walk.
Yeah.
See the neighbors.
Yeah, and it's interesting because on nice afternoons, you'll see neighbors out talking to each other, kids playing, and we saw a couple girls trying to sell lemonade yesterday.
Yeah, but yeah.
But I mean, I didn't have any cash on me, so I I said hi to him, but that was about it.
It's weird because, like, I know GB has said that he's seen it before, but I've only seen that, like, on TV shows or movies or stuff like that where... Because in PR, we had none of that. Yeah, good luck trying to sell lemonade in PR. It's like... No, that's just like movies or TV things. Like, oh, we're just going to sell lemonade. I've never seen that in America.
Well, I think it's just the kids wanting to do something and their parents are like, okay. They probably are fully aware of the kids not going to get any sales. They're just doing it to be supportive of their children. And that was probably a reason why their dad was out there, like, I guess doing something with his truck, just to keep an eye on them. Mm-hmm. Don't blame him. I mean, if we had a kid or kids...
Yeah, you would want to keep an eye on them.
Hell yeah, I would. You know, even if innocent neighbors are walking by just saying hi to your kids, you never know. You know, better safe than sorry.
Yep.
But overall, pretty decent neighborhood. It's pretty cool to see people out and about. You know, other people were also walking. And that's also good to see because it's a nice neighborhood to walk around.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it with what we've been doing. I can't really think of anything else.
Well, when it comes to live action, nope.
No. Yeah, mostly just staying home. Well, and, you know, me chilling on the balcony whenever it's nice enough to sit on the balcony.
Well, it's mostly because of the weather.
Yeah.
So that's why we haven't really done much. It's either really cold or really normal.
Yeah.
And right now, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
So we might go walk later.
Yeah, after we eat, we'll probably walk before it gets too dark. Yeah.
Which we probably will do after this because we got the time.
Yeah, true. Look at the time of us recording the vlog. Yeah, we'll probably want to go eat.
Yeah.
And then sometime after we eat, we'll go walk. And I don't know, maybe before we're done walking, maybe we'll have the video up for y'all to enjoy. But anyways, let's move on to stuff we've been watching. Not much. We didn't exactly finish Hoarders. We finished whatever Hoarders was available to us to watch on Prime.
Right. Well, we did, but we didn't. It's like...
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, that last season was so bland. It was, because it was either always like Tolan and Sasio.
Yeah, the doctors.
Yeah, and then Dorothy and then Corey. No, not even Corey. It was like
some new
Carolyn.
Yeah, there's a couple new ones.
Yeah,
it just Brandon, I think.
Yeah, it just wasn't the same. Where's the Pax?
Yeah, we got used to Pax
and Corey. Yeah, those are like the main two. And sometimes Corey was there. It's just that it really depends on the people, because sometimes like the Hoarder can be like really cooperative.
Cooperative, yeah.
Yeah, that word. And sometimes they can be assholes, but the asshole ones are just more entertaining.
Yeah.
And even though like it wasn't as entertaining. I don't know if it was the people or if it was the crew. I have noticed one thing. Whenever it's like Dorothy and Sasio together.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like the episode is just more boring.
Yeah.
Like, I've noticed that. I don't know why. It just is.
Yeah.
And sometimes I was just, like, on my phone, just not even watching it. Or when I was, like, not even caring as much.
Yeah.
Because it's just not as interesting. It's just kind of boring.
Yeah, I think the other issue is we've spent several months now burning through episodes of Hoarders.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it just feels like the same thing over and over again.
Well, it is the same thing over and over again.
With a few variations. The same premise is, you know, person has a hoarding problem. Either A, they know they have a hoarding problem, they need help. Or B, they're in complete, total denial about it. And then a doctor arrives to help with them, and then the organizer arrives to also help. And then either it goes well or it goes bad, or there's some conflict in between, and they don't get everything done. And most of the time, in follow-ups, the Hoarders end up reverting back to their old ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't, but it seems like all too often
they do.
It doesn't really work out. Oh, and a lot of the motivating factors are like somebody's going to leave somebody, or somebody died, that's why they're doing it, or somebody's going to like send the city after them.
Yeah, the code enforcement.
Yeah, code enforcement.
But for the most part, it's always because someone died.
Yeah,
like
tragic past.
Yeah, for every single episode, it's like, oh, this person died. Oh, that one died. Oh, that other person died. It's like, well, okay. And at that point, we just kind of make fun of it. It's like, okay, like, who died this time?
Yeah.
Because it's just like every single episode of Hoarders, it's just someone died. It's always that.
Well, newsflash, we all lose somebody along the way. So we can all sit there and say, hey, I've had tragedy happen in my life too, but I'm not a hoarder.
Yeah.
But... yeah, I do feel sympathy for most of them. Some of them I think ours are probably sociopaths, psychopaths, especially the ones that mistreated animals. Those are the worst hoarders in my
Animal
opinion.
hoarders.
Yeah, the animal hoarders are the worst. Just like hoarding stuff is one thing. I mean, I don't know why they do it, but they do it. But hoarding animals is just
wrong.
Yeah, our parents that have their kids living in those conditions, that too is bad.
Well, that's when CPS comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, we burned through that show, and it was okay.
Yeah, I mean,
at the beginning.
I think there's been another season, and I think there's going to be a new season, but I don't know if we'll end up going back to it. I think we'd have to get the A&E app, but since we don't have like cable, we only have like fiber internet. I don't know if we can access A&E's app.
And the motivation as well. Like, do we really want to? Like,
yeah, I mean, if the next season's brought back Pax as an organizer and Corey, then maybe. But
we also got to account that Corey's getting old. I mean, you've seen
them.
them.
They're both getting older, so they may not be doing it as much anymore because being an organizer is a lot of work. So that's probably the reason why you had someone younger like Brandon coming in and Carolina. What's her name?
Carolyn.
And I have nothing against them, but they. It's just you get used to Corey and Pax, and unfortunately, some of the other doctors that they used to rotate in, like one of them, I think Pfeffer died.
Yeah, Pfeffer passed away.
I don't know what happened to Tompkins, but he was pretty old too.
Yeah, Green.
Yeah, Dr. Green. I think she's had health issues, so they stopped showing up around the time of the pandemic, so maybe they just didn't want to risk it. And
yeah, like the whole hoarding house thing, and then plus the pandemic at the same time. I can see it driving people away.
So I don't know exactly what happened there, but it's around that time that we stopped seeing Dr. Tompkins, our Dr. Green. And it wouldn't surprise me if that was the reason why they just didn't want to do any more episodes and why we started seeing a lot more Zazio and Tolan wondering. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering.
They wonder a lot.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think that's enough Hoarders. Another show we've been watching is a show you've been waiting for a few years now.
What, Hazbin Hotel?
Yes.
Yeah, Hazbin Hotel. So it finally came to Prime.
Yeah.
And
what's the lore behind Hazbin Hotel? How did your interest in Hazbin Hotel begin?
Well, the real reason I know about Hazbin Hotel, my first clip, was because of a meme compilation.
Yeah.
That's how I first saw it.
Okay.
And I thought the art style looked good and the voice acting looked pretty decent. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm going to go check it out now. I went to the comment section, what is this show? What is this show? And nobody was talking about it until I see at the very bottom, I see, I love this clip from this thing. And then the content creator posted, yes, from Hazbin Hotel. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go check it out. And it's still the pilot.
Yeah.
And
from years ago.
Yeah, this was whenever it came out, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. But basically, I saw it, and I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And then after that, they dropped Hell of a Boss and all the other ones. But we're talking about Hazbin, so.
Yeah, it's the same, Vizzy Pop?
Bivsy Pop, yeah.
Yeah, she's behind both Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss.
Yeah. And, basically after that, this show got picked up by someone.
Amazon.
Yeah, it got by Amazon, and they put it on Prime. And now there's, 6 episodes?
There's, I think, 8. There's going to be 8 total, but...
No, but right now.
Yeah, right now there's 6 episodes. But, there was obviously several years patiently waiting for them to finally...
Yeah, that and getting the animation done.
Well, yeah, and writing and all that stuff.
Yeah, and getting everything done. It's probably going to take a
recasting a lot of the voice acting.
All.
Yeah.
Not most, all. Literally everybody got replaced.
Yeah.
But... at least the voice acting has gotten I've gotten grown up to it. Was that the word? Growing up
used to it.
Getting used to it, yeah. Except for Baggy. I don't know, I just can't get used to her.
You don't really feel for the voice actress that is doing Baggy?
Yeah, I just don't feel. Now that she's doing it, I just can't picture her sounding like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. It's like the only voice that I just can't get used to. I got used to everybody else's except hers.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just, I don't know. But besides that, the show has been pretty good. The musical numbers have been great.
Yeah.
Usually when it comes to, musicals, it's sometimes I'm a bit iffy. It's I don't like it. Or when they start singing, in some areas where they shouldn't be singing, where there should be more dialogue, and then they just burst into song.
Yeah.
It's I don't like this. But so far, even in some areas where you're like, are they really singing on this part? Like, are you serious? Like, the musical numbers are good. They are good.
Plus the animation works.
And the animation works, yeah. And honestly, it's surprising how good the musical numbers are.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of make up for that. Sometimes it's just like, oh, they're about to sing. But then the music turns out to be a banger.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, they've been catching me by surprise with these musicals. Like, most of them, I just usually search them up and then look at them again on YouTube. Because they're just that good. But, yeah, I think there's only 2 episodes left.
And they air tomorrow, I believe.
Tomorrow. So we're definitely going to go see it.
Yeah, the season finale. Hopefully there'll be future seasons. I think it's done pretty well, trending-wise and view-wise for Amazon.
There's one thing that kind of irked me today.
Okay.
And that is that the moment I opened up YouTube,
Yeah.
it was clips from Hazbin Hotel, episode 7.
Okay.
And it hasn't come out yet.
Then how did somebody get it?
I don't know, but...
Are you sure it's not just clickbait? Because you know how people are.
Well, the thing is that it showed... I didn't look at it,
Okay,
but...
don't spoil anything for...
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to...
I didn't see it. Is it like trailer clips?
I don't know. Well,
Maybe.
the only thing that I saw... This is what I saw, okay? I'm not going to... It's not like explain the whole video. It's just like the shot that I saw.
Okay, an image, okay.
Okay, so it was Charlie looking at Alistair in a bed. Like, he was just, like, laying like this.
Okay.
And that's it. It's like, I haven't seen that before, so it has to be new.
Alright.
So, yeah, I wonder if they're talking about something or if Alistair's planning something. I don't know.
Well, Alistair's always planning something.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I wonder what's really controlling Alistair. Because you know how...
that's a...
Actually, yeah, that's a spoiler.
Yeah, but anyways, Alistair happens to be my favorite character on the show.
He's a good character.
The radio demon.
Yeah, the radio demon. He's a cool character. He was my favorite character as well in the pilot.
Well, he has like this really old classic charm to him, but behind the smile, he's very scary.
Yeah, he has never dropped a smile once, I think. So what happens when he does drop the smile? Because he's always smiling.
Yeah, but like even when he goes into like really scary mode, he's still smiling. Like
yeah. So whenever he drops that smile, I want to see what comes out of him.
Yeah.
Like once he gets serious, and the smile drops, the whole facade.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But
Yeah.
I definitely think he's probably the most interesting. I know some people like what Angel does.
Angel does, yeah.
Yeah, and Husk. I do like Husk because Husk is voiced by Keith David. So
His voice fits him more than the pilot. You're right.
yeah, well,
It
Keith David's just legendary, but. You know, I'm more of an Alistair guy, I guess. I guess that's my favorite character on Hazbin Hotel.
Yeah.
And I do like Charlie as well, which is good because she's the main character.
Yeah. Which you don't want her to be annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still think my favorite line is like, this face belongs in radio. It's just like whenever he does that line, it's like in the first episode. So
yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think they've been dropping like in the Vipsy Pop channel. They've been dropping like some clips.
Yeah.
So like the whole first episode, I think it's on her channel.
Yeah.
And then like the first 10 minutes of the second episode is on her channel.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. But yeah, Alistair has to be my favorite character as well.
Oh, cool.
And
it's not because I was in radio. That's not the only reason why I like Alistair.
Right. But yeah, it's just his character overall is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's it because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. Hopefully the last 2 episodes of the season will be good. I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
And whether or not we get future seasons remains to be seen.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
It might take like a year or two.
It might take a quick minute.
Because it's animation, so.
True.
Animation always takes longer.
Yeah. We really haven't watched any other movies. I think the only other movie we've watched is maybe Prey. I think that's it.
It was mid.
Yeah. I mean, it had potential. I mean, I know it's been out for like a year or 2 on, I think it's, Hulu?
Yeah, Hulu.
It's an interesting prequel to the Predator movies, set in like the 1700s, following a Native American tribe and a young Native American like female warrior, or she wants to be a warrior.
I don't even remember her name. Was her name even dropped?
Yeah, her name was dropped, but I don't remember it either. I would say if there is a criticism, it's the CGI for the animals.
It looks horrible.
It was not the best. I mean, the Predator looked cool for the most part. But, yeah, I mean, it was okay. I mean, I think there's been way worse Alien v Predator movies. Those were horrible than the Predator reboot. That was bad. So I guess Prey's better than that. But like the first two Predator movies will always be like the two best in the Predator franchise. But something else I watched is Masters of the Universe Revolution, which is, I guess, a continuation of Masters of Universe Revelation, which I didn't really care for. Revelation, I think I've been critical of that in the past because I'm a huge He-Man fan. I felt like Kevin Smith made some mistakes, and there were some issues in like Revelation. I didn't hate all of Revelation, but I felt like in a lot of ways it did drop the ball. And one of the things I didn't like was the voice acting of Sarah Michelle Gellar as Teela. I thought she did an awful job as Teela, but they replaced her with Melissa Benoit because she happens to be the wife of the voice actor that voices Adam He-Man. And they were both on Supergirl together because she played Supergirl. And Melissa, credit to her, she's a much better Teela. So overall, I thought that Revolution was much better than Revelation. I mean, the animation for both still amazing. The score, by Bear McCreary, really good. But I felt like I enjoyed Revolution for Masters of the Universe a lot more than Revelation. But they're still connected, obviously. But whether or not we continue to see anything else from Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe remains to be seen. Still don't really feel Mark Hamill as Skeletor because he sounds too much like Joker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely noticed.
Yeah.
From the little I did watch when I was like eating.
Yeah. I know Riley doesn't really care for.
I don't care too much, but I was like next to him because I was gonna go eat. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that even though I do like Mark Hamill, he's a great actor. He's amazing as Joker. He's one of my favorite Jokers, and Batman the Animated Series, and of course the Batman Arkham games, and a few animated movies. And, he also played Skips in...
regular show.
Yeah, show you turned me on to, yeah. I just don't feel him... I mean, he did a good job. He did a good job voicing Skeletor. It's just the voice of Skeletor that I think of is the 80s Skeletor. I'll get you, He-Man, you boob.
So classic.
Yeah. Well, they actually got another voice actor to do a similar voice for Skeletor when they did, like, the 2000s. He-Man, the Masters of the Universe, and I really wish they would have brought him back to voice Skeletor instead. But it's the same thing for the Child's Play remake. Like, Mark Hamill's just no Brad Dourif when it comes to voicing Chucky. When people think of Chucky, they think of Brad Dourif. Mark Hamill did a good job, for what he tried to do with his version of Chucky, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
So it's
like some actors just have certain characters down.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you said he's like one of the best Jokers.
Yeah.
So he's just a Joker.
Yeah, but that's the problem, though, because when you're watching him voice Skeletor, he sounds too much like Joker. I mean, I know he can't go as, like raspily as he used to, because it would hurt his voice, especially now that he's older. But, it's obvious that, he's not really, he's kind of playing it safe with something he's familiar with, like voice-wise. But I think he still did a good job with Skeletor, from what we got out of it. I just, as an old school He-Man fan, I would have preferred, like a voice actor that sounded more like OG Skeletor. But that small gripe. I'm just glad they got Melissa to come in and voice Teela instead of Sarah Michelle Gellar because she sucked as Teela. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say about Masters of the Universe. I just wanted to throw that in there. Other stuff we're watching, just YouTube content, the usual.
The usual.
Like usual channels we watch, or friends live streaming, or us live streaming. Speaking of, Riley. What you been playing?
I've been playing Uncharted and Palworld.
Yeah.
Palworld, that's the one we're going to talk about first.
Yep.
Okay, so Palworld. I've been playing a lot of Palworld because the game blew up.
Yep.
And I literally heard about nothing about Palworld.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. That game was non-existent to me. I was like, what's this? It's like Palworld. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
And then GB dropped it. It's like, oh, it's just like Pokemon, but with guns and survival game and stuff. And then I went to go check it out, and I kind of became hooked.
Just a little.
Just a little. Yeah. Enough that I took his Xbox Series X hostage.
Yeah.
You see that Xbox Series right now that's running Flight Sim?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine. It's my Xbox.
Yeah, we only brought it back upstairs so we could do the vlog.
Yeah, but after that, it's mine.
Yeah, she'll commandeer it again and take it back downstairs.
Yes, it's mine. Don't touch it.
Yeah, I think you only bring it back upstairs is whenever you decide to do another Palworld stream.
Yeah.
Sometime this week or weekend, I guess.
Right. But The game's been amazing.
Yeah.
I finally got my bird, and I.
Oh, the SU-47, as I call it?
Yeah.
Because its wings arch forward like an SU-47?
You can call it like that.
I know that's not what you're going to call it.
It's Hesselfear.
Okay.
But it's the lightning bird. The one with that's black with like blue lightning on the wings. It's like, yeah, that one.
That appears at night?
Yeah, that appears at night, yeah. I love that bird. I got Swift on it. It's so quick. And what else? Been capturing, trying to capture Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, you've had a fun time with that.
I've captured like 16 of them. No, not one of them has a single good ability.
Yeah, they all suck.
They all suck.
And you've lost a lot of pal spheres in the process.
Yeah, there's no Swift. There's no like like masochist. I mean not masochist. What's it called? Musclehead or Legend or Lucky. There's no nothing. It's just it all sucks. It's just like, oh, this one's a pacifist. This one's a slacker. It's like, okay, this one has no abilities. It's like, gee, thanks.
Waste of time.
Waste of time. At least I can dissect them later.
Yeah, if you ever do get a good Ragnarok or are able to breed 2 good Ragnarhoks into like an ultimate Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But for now, I think you have a really good bird.
Yeah, so. And I've gotten really advanced. I'm like level 37, I think.
Nice.
So I can get the Ragnarok saddle whenever I get Ragnarok.
Okay.
But, whenever I get a good one. But yeah, I also got the single shot, and I got in a bunch of other upgrades. It's really good.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, in the new base, I have never gotten raided.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's that it was only in the other one.
The OG base.
The OG base, which I removed. Well, you guys, in the last stream, I showed it. I moved it.
Yeah, our last stream.
Yeah, I moved my base. And basically, I'm just still stuck playing Palworld. I love the game. It's just that I'm taking a tiny mini break because I don't want to get too burnt out on it, and because if I get too burnt out on it, I will not go play.
Exactly. So it's understandable. Plus, now she's dragged her PS5 from her office into the entertainment room as well, so she can play another game.
Uncharted.
On the big screen.
On the big screen, which I would play Uncharted on my monitor. I can do that.
Yeah.
It's just that it's Uncharted, you know? You have to play it on the big screen.
Yeah.
It looks so freaking good. Come on, you saw it yesterday. Look at those graphics.
Uncharted 4 still holds up graphically.
I'm playing the PS5 remaster though, but still.
Yeah.
It still looks good.
And we were talking about that where, Naughty Dog has just been remaking Last of Us Part 1 and now Last of Us Part 2. Why don't they go back to the first Uncharted and remake that?
Yeah, I agree. They should do that. Like just like Uncharted Drake's version Part 1 or something.
Completely remake it, rebuild it.
Yeah, from the ground up. Yeah, they should do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe they just feel like they'll get called out.
It wouldn't surprise me if they do that, because it seems like that's what they've been doing lately. Is instead of making something new, they're like, no, we'll just go back and remake Last of Us Part 1.
Just nostalgia bait a bit.
And then we'll remaster Last of Us Part 2. And now we're going to go back and remake Last of Us, the original Uncharted, since people don't really like it.
It's not that they don't really like it. They just hate the gameplay.
Yeah, well.
Because it's so fucking clunky. The cover system is horrible.
Yeah.
The shooting feels god-awful if you play if you play 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
The shooting feels horrible. The cover system's terrible. What else? The variety of the first Uncharted is horrible because you're always in the jungle. Yeah. It's like from chapter 1 to 21, I think it's the last chapter.
I think, unfortunately, that's one thing that may not change in a remake, but I could envision them taking elements that they built for Uncharted 4 and implementing them into like a remake of Uncharted 1 and maybe Uncharted 2 and then 3. Mm-hmm. So I could see that happen.
But, yeah, that's one reason. Every single time I play Uncharted, if I wanna see Uncharted 1... Yeah. I'll watch it. I'll never play Uncharted 1. Just because the gameplay is ass. Mm. It is terrible. I hate the gameplay of that game. I'll watch it. I just rather watch like Uncharted 1 all cutscenes. Yeah. And there you go. Just watch that. Because 2, 3, and 4 play them. And in Lost Legacy, if you like Nadine.
she does not like Nadine.
I do not like Nadine as a character. I don't know. I just don't like her.
Not the best writer.
It's like in Uncharted 4, they make you hate her.
Yeah.
And then you go in Lost Legacy and they make you like her.
Well, it's the whole strong woman, independent Mary Sue trope,
I don't know.
It's just terrible writing, and I'm tired of it. People like female characters that are well written, and they don't like female characters or male characters that are terribly written. It's that simple.
Okay, well, here's the thing, right?
What?
Okay, so the problem with Nadine is that she's a She runs like a whole mercenary group.
Yeah, Shoreline.
Right? Yeah, Shoreline. And she's like very strong, and she's like a big commander, and she's like, like it makes sense. She had a lot of training.
Yeah.
And she knows how to fight. My biggest disbelief is just that even if it's a 2v1, right?
Yeah.
Like with Sam and Nate and just kicking down her ass.
Yeah.
You can't land a punch on her. And that's the thing. Like, not a single punch.
Yeah, see, that seems like the writers like having this attitude like, oh, we can't have Nadine be beaten or even have her be hit because that would be wrong, but she's the one fighting,
Right. Like, at least get her, because that's one thing that pisses me off in the first time you meet her in her first encounter.
Yeah.
I was like trying my hardest not to press square because every single time you press square, she just dodges it or she counters you.
Yeah.
And literally the only thing you gotta do is keep pressing square so you keep failing. Yeah. And then it just keeps moving the gameplay along so she throws you out the window.
Yeah, so what's the point if you're not going to even have a chance at beating her?
And basically my whole thing is like, okay, well, let me just press square so she kicks my ass, and then that just throws me out the window, and I can just continue the gameplay.
Yeah.
It's like, what the whole point? It's like, especially if you're replaying the game.
Yeah.
And you're just, okay, well, let her kick my ass, okay. Oh, you're out the window? Okay, let me go move. It's like, okay, well, what's the point of this?
It should just be a cutscene.
Yeah, it should be a cutscene. And then another thing that kind of pisses me off is that you've seen all that Nate's been through from 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And Golden Abyss, if you want to count that. And it amazes me that Nate has been fighting all these guys and all these, people.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that she cannot take on a single girl. Even if she has been trained.
I press X to doubt. At the very least, it should be like an even match where they both get some blows on each other. Maybe it's like just a standoff, and like it's obvious he can't take her down, but she can't take him down. But then all of a sudden, more shoreline guys show up and force Nate to get the fuck out.
Well, there's a reason why Shoreline didn't show up at the auction.
I know. I'm just going in my head about.
Oh, okay.
The way it should have been. That way, it would have been more respectful to Nate as well.
I guess it's one of the things like, oh, he's getting older, and
well, yeah,
because it's Uncharted 4, he's the oldest. I mean,
true.
Maybe he's getting older and he can't kick her ass, but I don't know. It's just still press X to down.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Then you go again in Lost Legacy. You play as Chloe, which great character by the way. I still like Chloe. It's just
Claudia Black.
Yeah, and Claudia Black. And then you go with Nadine, and they try to make her likable, and it's like, can I kill you? It's like,
no, wow.
It's like, okay, I want to play this game solo. I don't want no Nadine on my side. It's like, I refuse to play that game. Like, I saw it on YouTube, but I refuse to play it just because I don't want to listen to Nadine whine and bitch. I don't want her to be likable. I just don't like her. Yeah. And it's just, honestly...
In other words, they gave you a very bad first impression of her.
Yeah, it's just like, they make her hateable in the first game. I mean, in Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
But then they try to make her likable in like, Uncharted 4, Lost Legacy. And it's like, no, even after watching everything, I still don't like you.
Yeah.
And I just see her as a villain. I don't see her as a hero.
Yeah, and that's another problem is that why do we have to, like, make everyone that they introduce now, especially if they happen to be female, that starts off as an antagonist, why do we have to make them, become a protagonist or have some sort of redemption? Why can't they remain antagonists? Doesn't matter what they are,
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to have heroes and villains, and if someone's a villain, if they're an antagonist, then they deserve the fate of the antagonist and not to find some sort of last-minute redemption. And I feel like that's been done way too many times in video games and TV shows and movies. It just gets tiresome because you see it like a mile away. Like, okay, she's an antagonist, but I bet before the end of the movie or the season or the video game, she's going to somehow switch sides and pull a 180.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I did like is that she was... Okay, this kind of spoils Uncharted 4, but it's been out for like 7-8 years, so... What?
I don't know. I mean...
Okay, fine, I won't spoil it then.
Yeah, let's just be safe about it.
Wow.
I don't know, I just don't want to unintentionally spoil something. Like, if you were, for example, doing a video about Uncharted 4, then you could warn people, like, hey, spoilers! Then they would be fully aware of it, but...
Okay.
But anyways, anything else you want to say about Uncharted?
Yeah, when's the next one coming out?
You have to go talk to Neil Druckmann about that.
Yeah, they're gonna what they're gonna do is they're gonna grab Nate, and then someone's gonna kill him with a golf club.
Oh, well, I think he's already.
And then Cassie's gonna watch, and then she's gonna become like the next explorer.
Well, that's more spoilers, but whatever.
That's not it's.
I know it's people are aware of it. I know.
It's a meme. People know what's up when you mention golf club.
I know. But I think he's already done that.
Yeah, so I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they'll learn their lesson after that.
I think that if that was the intention in, say, a hypothetical Uncharted 5 was to bring back Nate just to do something similar to him, then I'd rather them never bother.
Yeah, I'd rather have him like a cameo, like if you play as Cassie.
Yeah.
And then she becomes like Cassie Drake, and then she becomes Uncharted 5.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
And I would like to see that. I mean, she has the charisma of Nate.
Yeah.
With the gender of Elena.
Mm.
No, I'm just joking.
Well, her mom has more than just that going for her.
I know.
Because she's a well-written character.
Journalist.
Yeah.
She's a good character. They're both good characters.
Yeah.
And what else? Yeah, like if they have something going on with her, I mean, she has Nate's character down in a way.
Well, she also has to be her own person.
And she's also her own person, I guess.
She has to have her own agency, but you do see some of her father's traits in her, and you also see some of her mother's traits in her.
Yeah.
And maybe some of Sully's traits in her, because he'd be kind of like a grandpa to him in a way, you know?
Yeah. But then, yeah, I mean, I would like to see something with Cassie done, because they kind of just left her. It's that the game ends, and boom.
Yeah, I think it just opens the door for a potential future Uncharted sequel if they ever get around to it. But it's probably easier for them just to go back and maybe remake Uncharted 1 instead.
Yeah, but if they don't...
we'll see.
If they don't, I'm happy with what we got.
Or maybe they're too busy, like, working on Last of Us Part 3. Who knows?
Or Last of Us Part 2.
Part who cares?
Last of Us Part 2, Part 2. Because, remastered. I mean, not remastered. What's it called?
Or maybe they give you, like, a new ending where you can actually do something at the end that a lot of players wanted to do that played the game. But I'm not going to say anything. All right, so continuing with games that we're playing, obviously on my channel on Saturdays, I'm just goofing off with a few friends playing GTA Online. Not really doing much, just mostly just chill streams. If there happens to be something interesting in the event week, then we might do it. But the big thing that I just finally got around to doing this past Sunday, and I'm going to keep doing it every Sunday, that's the plan, is Red Dead Redemption 2, 5 years later playthrough finally started. I know, the 5th year anniversary of Red Dead Redemption 2 was back in late October. Real life stuff happened for me. And just, one thing led to another, and I kind of delayed it longer than I wanted to. But it's still technically 5 years later until, like, October this year. Mm-hmm. So as long as I finish Red Dead Redemption 2 before late October 2024, then it still counts, in my opinion, as 5 years later. So one thing I'm doing differently in this playthrough, unlike my PS4 Pro playthrough, which was the 2018 playthrough, than the PC playthrough, where I was, I guess, mostly like white hat, right? I tried to go honorable. Not always, but mostly honorable. I had honorable endings with Arthur. Very similar. I'm kind of going like a gray hat, which is a little different because usually you can only like go two ways, technically, like honorable or dishonorable. And I've already kind of gone dishonorable. I haven't completed that playthrough of my Black Hat series. I probably never will. It's been a quick minute since I played an episode of the Black Hat series. I kind of stopped doing it after a while. So I didn't want to do the same exact thing I did my first two official playthroughs of Red Dead Redemption 2, but I obviously didn't want to go Black Hat either because I could just keep doing that. So I thought about it whenever I was doing a mission early on in Chapter 2. And there's a mission where, they're riding to Valentine, Uncle, Arthur, and the girls, and they're singing. And then one dude in a wagon drives by and he loses his will and his horses get loose. Most people will stop to help, right? But do you know that you don't have to stop to help? You can just keep going. And so I kept going. Because it was optional. And then that made me think, like, wait a minute. If I can, like, just do nothing and just say screw them and just be on my way and just be kind of like neutral morality, you know, in that gray area, gray hat as I'm calling it, then that's an interesting way to do it. And so that's how I'm going to do it. If there's ever like an option where I don't have to do anything, then I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to help. I'm not going to hinder. I'm just going to let the chips fall where they may. Now, I will react certain ways. Like if I see a shootout and I want to intervene, then I'll intervene in the shootout. But that's as far as I go. But if like somebody needs help, right? Somebody's like, "Oh, I'm help me." Guess what? I'm going to keep going.
Wow.
It just depends. So that's the way I'm going to continue my my Red Dead Redemption 2 5 years later playthrough. I know you don't have an official like neutral gray area ending. You either go honorable or dishonorable, but there are some aspects that in the game where you can be like amoral and just be like, I don't care. That's your problem, lady. Your horse died and fell on you. I don't care. That's your problem. Oh, dude, you got snake bit. Don't care. Don't give a shit. Wow. My problem. People start shooting at me. Of course, I'm going to kill the lot of them, you know. And, you know, one of the characters gets stuck on a track. Even if it fails the mission, I'll intentionally let them get ran over just to watch it.
Wow.
Just to see what happens.
Jeez.
I know, right?
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I like to see these different scenarios play out. Even if it means I fail the mission, I have to restart the checkpoint and save them anyways. I'm just doing it because it's entertaining to me. It's amusing. I don't know, because it's a video game, right? It's not real. And it's just something I didn't do my first or second playthrough. So that's the direction I'm going with my Red Dead Redemption 2 5 years later playthrough on Sundays, in case you're curious. And what else we got? Oh, yeah, another game that Riley did finish is Snoot's game. Well, technically, one of the endings.
Yeah.
We have yet to go back and try out the other endings.
I think what I'm going to do is just watch them.
Okay, I'm just watching.
Because... I don't know. I might play the bonus chapters, but I think I might just go watch them.
Okay.
Like, I'll watch all the endings and then make a video about it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's just going to be faster.
Well, that's up to you. Because I know you want to do a video talking about the endings or comparing Snoot game to Goodbye Volcano High.
Eventually.
But hopefully eventually you'll get around to it, because that was weeks ago when you...
Yeah.
Yeah. But either Riley will make that video or she won't. Mostly, I think she just focuses on streaming these days.
Well, the thing is, I want to make it. It's just that you gotta be in the mood, you know? That mood has to hit you. It's like, okay, I'm ready to talk.
Okay, well...
Plus, it's better to get a video out whenever it's ready than forcing it out.
I know, I agree.
So whenever the mood is right and you want to get something out, you want to make sure that video is the best that it can be.
Yeah.
You don't want to rush it out and be like, okay, I'm done finally. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that. Like, whenever my video is ready, and I'm not going to make you guys wait like 14 years. Okay, ouch. Oh, never mind.
That was close. You nearly hit the hill.
Yeah. But, I'm not going to make you guys wait years and years. Okay, my video's ready now. No. It's just soon. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to be like The Boys Season 4. Coming soon, okay? Yeah. That's it.
It comes out
whenever it comes out.
When or if it comes out.
It's like, are we there yet? We get there when we get there.
Yeah.
Okay? Just give me a second.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you've been like that with a few of your videos in the past, and they turn out to be pretty good videos.
Which one, for example?
There was the one where you were talking about video games are a chore.
Oh, yeah, that one came out, yeah, because I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, we were just sitting, I think we were in the laundry room moving clothes over to the dryer, and you just started talking about it.
Yeah, because laundry is a chore.
Yeah, and that's what brought it on. I'm like, well, why don't you make a video about it? And she's like, you know what? I'm going to make a video about it. So we had nothing else to do after that. So
it just kind of comes out. Yeah, that's the thing.
One thing led to another, and video.
Yep, there you go.
So that's the way it works with Riley. She just only makes a video when she feels inspired.
Yeah, you just kind of have to be in the mood.
Yeah,
it's like, you know, whenever something is like, you know what? I feel like I could do this. And then I go do it.
Okay.
And I just keep working on it all day until it's done.
Yeah.
That's my type of, like, motivation.
Mm.
I don't know about you, GB, but that's how I work.
I guess I'm always feeling compelled to make something content-wise. I've done it for a while. You know, the gaming channel and the political channel. It's like, I guess it's become kind of an addiction for me, that itch that, you know, it's kind of like there, that I have to scratch.
Even if it's forced?
sometimes it can come across that way. I will, like, I don't always feel forced to do it, but in the middle of the process, there are times when I'm recording a video or already recorded it, and then I'm putting together the video and editing, when I start to feel like, okay, I'm not really happy with this like I thought it was going to be. But then I'm like, okay, I went through all this trouble to write it down and record it. I might as well just power through it and get it done and just do my best. It's not about half-assing it. It's just that there have definitely been videos that along the way, I guess it just didn't feel the same way upon like completion. Like, well, I was just happy to get it done just for the sake of getting it done. But plenty of other videos, a sense of accomplishment. Like, yes, I took the idea, to paper from my brain and recorded it and added it together, and it turned out really good, and I'm really happy with it. And I enjoyed the process from start to finish. So it does happen. But at the same time, it's still like this itch I have to scratch. It's like I have to put out a video, at least one video a week. And sometimes I put out multiple videos a week on my political and my gaming channel. But, today I haven't really been motivated. I guess because a lot of my focus has been on this video, on the vlogs channel, just us chilling and hanging out and talking about all the stuff we talk about in the vlogs. So I think this satisfied my scratch for it today. And the final, I guess, game or games we've been playing is Fortnite, Umbrella, right? The Fortnite Battle Royale, Save the World, Festival, Rocket Racing.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the last match I played on about Fortnite was when they added a Solid Snake, and I played I think 2 days after the update.
Yeah.
We played one match, only Uno, and we won.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and that's it. We only played that one match and we got out.
Yeah, we played one match. It was you, me, and Dark Matter Wolf?
I think it was Dark Matter Wolf.
Yeah, we played a match and then that was it.
Yeah,
we haven't played in days. I mean, we played Save the World last night for a quick minute.
Yeah, but Save the World is just Save the World.
Yeah,
I just play it because of low income. I mean, minimum wage simulator.
Yeah, to get your V-Bucks.
Get my V-Bucks. That's it.
Yeah.
And I guess it does give me Battle Pass XP, so.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I do it, is to get some XP for the Battle Pass.
Yeah, but because I have Founders, I get extra motivation.
True. But they've definitely cut down on the amount of V-Bucks you get.
Yep.
What a surprise.
Shocker.
Yeah.
But, besides that, I mean, I haven't played much Fortnite. I got my skin, Takara.
Yeah.
So I got that, which is a good skin. I've been wanting to get that since Season 9, whenever it first came out. It's just that I wanted to buy her, but the problem is that build was the only mode at the time, Chapter 1, Season 9. And it's like, I like this skin so much, but if I'm not going to play build, then I'm not going to play the game then. Because at the time, I didn't know how Save the World worked, and I didn't care, even though I bought the Founders pack.
Yeah.
I just had it just for the sake of having it. And honestly, it was one of the best decisions I ever made, buying Save the World.
Well, we didn't quite... I don't know, we may have gotten to Montana, but this is clearly Colorado. Because we just flew over Aspen.
Yeah.
So, we eventually made it to America.
Yay. But, yeah, besides that, I got the Kara, got the glider. And I didn't get the pickaxe because I didn't like it. But besides that, what else? Playing Save the World.
And some Rocket Racing.
Some Rocket Racing. We played some Rocket Racing. It was fun on stream whenever I did stream it. And I got Pompeii on Rock Band, or Fortnite Festival. Yeah. And a couple of other songs. Yeah. And it was fun. It's just that right now I'm just waiting for the next big hit song. Like, for example, if they add, one song, or, if they add American Idiot or Basket Case from Green Day, I'm going to be playing that song at least, 20 times a day. Wow. For a quick minute. Because I just love that song. But, yeah, I think that's it for me and Fortnite. What about you?
Well, just plugging a few additional videos. If you're interested in more of our thoughts about Palworld, we did a video on that. And if you're interested in my thoughts about Rocket Racing, as our Phantom is spiraling out of control in the Rockies.
Why is it doing this?
Can you recover? No.
Why did it do that? It just randomly...
It's just... Can you save it? I know in real life it would be Joe or she'd be done, but into the woods she goes.
Why did it do that? It just randomly did that. I was turning and it just went everywhere. That's not funny.
Yeah.
What is this?
Watch out for Sasquatch.
Why did it do that? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But we're in the woods now.
Yeah, quite literally.
There we go.
All right, so yeah, check out the videos. Palworld video, my rocket racing video. Check out Riley's channel. She'll probably stream some more Palworld this weekend.
Ooh.
And yeah, she got the plane back up, so that's good. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. And the plane is... Yeah, one thing Riley learned is how to get the plane back up into the sky. Like, I don't know what's going on with the Phantom. It's just...
Yeah, let me just get it like really high in the air. There.
All right, so gasoline isn't an issue, but I guess the Phantom's like, okay, I've flown around enough. You know, can you guys wrap this up? Fine, we'll wrap it up, Phantom.
There. Let me just get some speed. There we go.
There we go. Okay. What an interesting way to wrap up. I know.
I don't know why it just randomly just decided to go. Okay, so he's doing it again.
Yeah. This may have to go into the hangar or something, or maybe this is why the Phantoms got decommissioned and they didn't have guns on them.
Ooh. Yeah, that's right. It didn't.
No, I think eventually
I think it only had missiles.
Yeah, it only had missiles, but when you run out of missiles,
that's it.
Like over the skies of Vietnam, and your enemy has guns, then
you're a sitting duck.
You better get the hell out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to build a fighter jet without guns. This is like they never did it again because I think every other fighter jet now has
guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Check out her channel. Check out my gaming channel. Check out our content. So probably a Palworld stream coming up later this week or weekend. Whenever she feels like it. And I'll be doing GTA Online Saturday and Red Dead Redemption 2 5 years later Sunday. And whatever else I end up doing. Yeah. And so that's it. Pretty much the end of January 2024. It went by pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Tomorrow's a new month.
Yeah, and we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how it goes. And by the way, it's also leap year, so that means when we do the next vlog, it'll be on the 29th of February. So that'll be interesting, because most of the time it's, 28th?
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. So yeah, join us, hopefully, a month from now, on February 29th, for the February 2024 vlog.
Bye-bye.